autonomous cryptocurrency. This has been a exciting and fantastic journey. I like to think that this design of this new cryptocurrency, this new economy, is shades of what we're going to see in the future with iShares, BlackRock, etc., developing new decentralized financial products. That's what Metronome is, a autonomous decentralized financial product. And so our task was building an autonomous cryptocurrency. What is an autonomous cryptocurrency built on top of? Well, crypto, blockchain, etc., it depends on a chain of proofs, whether it's proof of stake, proof of work, proof of digital signature, and one aspect in particular is the money supply. And we've paid incredible attention to provable scarcity. That's what gives Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. its worth, is that there is no one person that can, as the saying goes, run the printing presses. And so what are the four functions of money? We looked at this as building into Metronome. How can we align ourselves with all of these? And I think we've done a good job. Here's the key question. Are these money? Do these fulfill all of the aspects of what we just saw previously? Bitcoin today, it has near and dear to my heart, but it has high fees. And so what you see is it's winding up a great store of value, not so great in terms of transactional. Ethereum, you'll even get Ethereum developers who will say, Ethereum is not a currency. It's a token, a gas of sorts to run machines like you put tokens in an arcade game. And Ripple, again, Ripple XRP, people trade this because it's provably scarce. What is its purpose in the network? It's essentially like a stamp to use the Ripple network. So, arriving at that, we designed Metronome. Metronome has several key features. We call this essentially the task of designing an autonomous central bank. Metronome is not a utility token, it is a cryptocurrency. It's self-governing, self-adjusting, with a stable, predictable money supply decades, hundreds of years into the future. You know exactly how many Metronome are going to be minted every day. It has very quick settlement times, 15 seconds on average, because it's running on Ethereum and Ethereum compatible networks like Ethereum Classic. And we added some totally unique features to the Ethereum community as well. Mass pay, the one transaction pays out to many different parties. And subscriptions, something that's totally unique to blockchain. Never before have you seen a subscription, a regular pay type feature on a blockchain before Metronome. So let's take a quick look inside. The anatomy of Metronome is consisting of four key parts. There's a set of auctions that are modeled somewhat similarly to the US Treasury auctions that happen on a daily basis. There's a proceeds contract that acts sort of like a savings basket for the community. There's a changer, which changes between currencies. And there's the ERC20 token functionality that many people are familiar with. The first is a daily auction. And this is, the key benefit of this is distributing these tokens to the public at a market price. There are no insiders, there are no special white lists for Wall Street, etc. Everyone has an equal shot at these tokens. And that's a very conscious decision. There is the proceeds contract. The proceeds from the auction, and this is a very key economic point, do not come back to me, my wallet, or Bloq. It goes to the community. It goes to this proceeds contract, which trickles out 25 basis points of its total savings every single day into the market to provide some price stability, price support, etc. And so this proceeds contract is like a savings basket. The changer contract, the third of four pieces in Metronome, this receives the liquidity from that proceeds contract. And it essentially, on a daily basis, buys a little bit of Metronome on the open market at market prices. All the other times, this functions as an on-chain exchange, somewhat similar to a Bancor or an Ether Delta or something along those lines. And then finally, the key contract that enables user access is the familiar ERC20 type format. We've extended this to support the new standard ERC223, which is much more friendly with decentralized exchanges. And we've also added some features that are totally unique to Ethereum and the Ethereum community, that being mass pay and subscriptions. And so this is a very exciting contract and set of contracts that we're bringing. And all four of those in toto comprise the Metronome system. But it's not just on Ethereum. One of the key features of Metronome is that you can move your tokens to another blockchain. Now, the first question I always get, is this a swap? No, and that's a key observation. It is not swapping an asset for another asset. You're moving a boxcar from one railroad to a different railroad. You're moving your Metronome to a different blockchain, but you're not exchanging that asset, and therefore you're not exposing yourself to volatility risk, exchange rate risk, and some of those other risks that other cross-chain technologies have. Essentially, the technology as we've designed it is a blockchain on blockchains. We have a single global supply across all the blockchains that are supported by the Metronome system. So what are the tokenomics? There's the target launch. The target launch date for the initial auction is February 5, 2018. We will be auctioning in a descending price auction, 8 million Metronome on day 0. The descending price auction, it's a little bit different from the reverse or Dutch auctions that people are familiar with. And then after that, as a way to, again, similar to the daily treasury auction, introduce a stable amount of tokens into the supply, similar to Ethereum mining introduces Ethereum on a daily basis to the supply. Bitcoin mining introduces Bitcoin on a daily basis to the supply. Metronome has its daily auctions, and so 2 a minute, that's $28.80 per day, are auctioned to the public. Again, 100% of the raise is not going to my pocket. It's going back to that proceeds contract. It's held on the blockchain, and it's used in early. What's the discount? What's the pre-sale? We're trying to do it the right way. We're trying to make these tokens available to the public, everyone at the same time, at market prices. But we had an idea. And this idea was something that's, we think, pretty doggone unique. Is normally ERC20, you'll see that a lot, that's the technical standard that governs these tokens, I.C.Os, etc. All of these are complying with this ERC20 specification. There's no mining with ERC20 tokens. ERC20 tokens are just riding on top of the Ethereum ledger, on top of the Ethereum Classic ledger. Now, what we did with some of Metronome's very interesting and unique features is that we can perform on blockchain change and payout in Metronome to people mining on the Ethereum network. And so they will connect to our mining service, somewhat like a mining pool. They will apply their hash power, their Ethereum mining GPUs, and they get paid out in ERC20 tokens. And that's a very, very exciting and totally new feature, ERC20 mining. But one more thing before I go. We're also announcing a new token. There's no I.C.O. We're bringing Bitcoin to the Ethereum chain. We're creating a network that allows you to import Bitcoin onto the Ethereum chain and export Bitcoin off of the Ethereum chain. And so you move Bitcoin around just like you move Ethereum, etc. And most notably, this allows investors to participate in the Metronome initial auctions, not just in Ethereum, but in Bitcoin. And those Bitcoins will go into that proceeds contract I mentioned and provide a long-term stimulus for the Metronome community itself. And so this is a very interesting addition to the Ethereum community and to the Metronome project. So thank you very much for listening. We have two very exciting new changes to the Metronome community that we're announcing, and I'm very happy to have had the opportunity to present those today. Thank you very much, and join us at metronome.io.